In this video, I'm going to show you how to use this website to check your work. Now, so far we've only learned standard simplex, but what's coming up later is general simplex and dual method. And so in the video, I reference all those methods. So just know those are coming, but it will work for what you're doing now and for what you're going to do in the future sections. And also note what I've said up to this point about being able to just knowing how to do these things by hand, but not having to do the calculations. I mean, you could do them if someone made you, but I'm not going to make you. Okay, so I'm recycling an old video. So if I make reference to saying you have to do all the calculations by hand, I've changed my philosophy on that. So I just need you to know where the pivots are, how to do the pivots, and going forward. And then the purpose of this is to check your work. Okay, so now some of you have made your way into the simplex method, and I want to show you guys simplex and dual, and I want to show you guys a tool that you can use only to check your work. Please do not think you're going to be able to do the problems on tests and midterms using this online tool. You need to know how to do simplex and dual by hand, but or some standard simplex, general simplex, and then dual as described in the notes, but use it to check your work, because I know sometimes just a simple adding or subtracting mistake can drive you insane on simplex for quite a while. So here's what the website looks like when you first log in. I'm going to post this for you in the announcements, so you can see this is the book publisher, and you can always explore in here. This is more stuff from the publisher. And here's the directions on how you type everything in. Please note this was created. I don't know who created it, but there's been several errors in it. So don't use it as gospel. Use it as a tool to help check your work, to help your learning. So now I'm just going to take you kind of through it. It's easier than it appears. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do this problem that I have over here. And how you do it is pretty simple. You just type in what you want. You minimize, and I want C, which is equal to X plus Y. There we go. Then notice I don't kind of do it. I don't know. Remember how they describe it. I just do enter. I go to a new line, and now I type in my next constraint, X plus 3Y. Now, how do I type in a greater than or equal to symbol? Well, it's just how it sounds. You type in the little greater than symbol that's with a period on your keyboard, then an equal sign, 8. And so then the rest of this kind of follows suit. So if it wasn't a minimize problem, if it was a maximize problem, then you would just type in maximize. Now, the last thing is for simplex and dual, these constraints that X is greater than or equal to 0, Y is greater than or equal to 0, those are required. So you don't type those in. It automatically assumes that X and Y are greater than or equal to 0. So that's all we got to do. Now, how I describe to do simplex and dual in the notes is usually I don't like to have decimals and fractions as I go through my work. I like to have everything as integers. So what I'm going to do is make this selection down here, just saying when you're solving, solve it as an integer. That does not mean your answer will be an integer. It just means that the work that they show you will be an integer. So now if I go ahead and click solve, you will see it has now spit out the answer for me. The optimal solution is where, if we're minimizing, C is equal to 4, where X is equal to 2 and Y is equal to 2. Great. Now, if that's not the answer you got, then you can also then go down here and check your work. Now, notice they've already set up. This is what it would look like for your original setup matrix for simplex. Then they don't tell you what the pivot is, but you can usually figure it out, because what we're doing is looking for something that had a whole bunch of numbers, a column that had a whole bunch of numbers that now only has one. Oh, there it is. They pivoted right there. They pivoted in row 1, column 2. And so you can use that to make sure you pivoted in the correct spot. And you can also use that to verify you're adding and subtracting. You can say, is this what I got, if that's where you pivoted? And you'll see, and they go through pivot by pivot. So they say first you pivoted there, then the next row that changed, oh, there it is, right there. They pivoted in column 1, row 2. And you can make sure you rate your answers correctly. So nonetheless, I hope this website is helpful. and it helps you not want to pull your hair out from adding or subtracting mistakes. Again, I'll reiterate, your midterm is written in a way, the one that you have, the proctored one, is written in a way where you have to display for me, you know, the steps of the problem. It's not just getting an answer. So you have to know how to do this stuff. You have to know how to do it by hand. Do not misuse this website and you will be okay. All right, best of luck.